and the Dragon. I need to get my chair closer. Cool. Once upon a time, there was a knight in a castle who had never fought a dragon, and in a cave not too far away was a dragon who had never fought a knight. One day, the knight went to the castle library and took out all of the books he could find on dragon fighting. Meanwhile, back at the cave, the dragon had rummaged through all the things from his ancestors and found some books on knight fighting. The knight began to build some armor. The dragon practiced switching his tail. Meanwhile, back at the castle, the knight began to prepare for the fight. Meanwhile, back at the cave, the dragon practiced his space. They then began to prepare for the fight more, until they succeeded in their practice. Finally, the knight and the dragon were both ready. They sent each other a letter and set a time for the fight. The fighting starts. Then the princess arrives eventually when they both kind of failed at fighting and gave them books on how to cook and how to build a barbecue. Eventually, they started a barbecue together and lived happily ever after. The end. Live happily ever after. The Knight and the Dragon fits the fairy tale formula because the hero starts out at a disadvantage. Sir Knight's disadvantage is that he is not able to fight a dragon yet, and he's unprepared and needs to study more. The quest is that Sir Knight has to prepare all his equipment in order to fight the dragon. He has to practice fighting and find a time to fight the dragon. The unfriendly force is Bee Dragon, who is fighting the knight. The friendly force is the princess, who helps Sir Knight become friends with the dragon. Justice is served when Sir Knight and Bee Dragon decide to stop fighting and instead start a barbecue together.
Sir Knight represents the hero archetype. Bee Dragon represents the villain archetype as well as the magical creature archetype. Sir Knight fights Bee Dragon, which shows the slaying monsters archetypal event. It was both their goals to fight each other. Both Bee Dragon and Sir Knight attempted challenging tasks because they both had never fought before and had no experience. This is significant because of how their lack of experience when fighting ended up getting along in the end. The archetype of water is shown when Bee Dragon falls into a pond. Water represents cleansing, purification, and rebirth, and after he got out of the water, he no longer wanted to fight Sir Knight. Happily ever after theme in the end, and justice is served.
When you are unsure of how to do something, always study it before trying. Both Bee Dragon and Sir Knight use the help of books in order to prepare for their fight. Without the books, they would have been unprepared and failed. Practice makes perfect. Both Bee Dragon and Sir Knight had never fought each other, and they thought that as soon as they knew how to fight, it would work out perfectly, and it didn't.
The end.